Yep.
All right. Hello, my name's Kaylin, and today we're going to be talking to you about biodiversity loss in Murray, Kentucky.
My name is Angela, and I'm going to be talking about the problem of the biodiversity urgency.
My name is Hannah, and I'm going to be giving solutions on how to fix biodiversity loss in Murray, Kentucky.
My name is Trey Dixon, and I'm going to be giving the counter arguments to our paper.
All right, so to start us off, according to Annual Review of Environmental and Resources, it is now established by 10,000 BCE all societies across Earth will have employed ecologically transformative practices to sustain themselves. This includes hunting, fishing, and cultural burning, along with many other things. Consequently, most terrestrial and coastal ecosystems have been directly influenced by human land and sea practices for thousands of years, according to Watson et al. This just shows how our long history of our actions have affected the biodiversity loss in every single area, and how our actions are still a threat today. The impact of biodiversity loss on ecosystems we have researched thoroughly, and each of us will give a point to you. So despite efforts, biodiversity continues to decline rapidly, influenced by humans' activities. We can start at Murray and have a big impact against the entire loss of biodiversity. It's a wide range issue that can be solved a number of ways, like cleaning waterways, something Hannah will cover later. Trey will then talk about other things and how it impacts the quality of life, and it's not just up to biodiversity. But for now, we're going to hear from Angela about the urgency of this issue.
The problem of the biodiversity is declining rapidly, and this loss is accelerated due to human-induced factors such as pollution and destruction of the habitats. Evidence of the IPBES states that more than 1 million species face extinction risk in the coming decades, with many require immediate action. Species play a vital role in sustaining ecosystems that provide us with food, water, and climate regulation. In further evidence presented by the WWF, vertebrate populations worldwide have decreased by almost 70% since 1970. Accelerating biodiversity loss at the local level, habitat destruction and pollution contribute to the decline of wildlife population and ecosystems in Murray, Kentucky. The biodiversity loss is not solely an environmental concern. It also threatens human health, agriculture, and economical stability. As soon as a species turns extinct, its function is abandoned by the ecosystem. The capacity to provide services such as pollination, water purification, and climate regulation is compromised. If immediate action is not taken, the extent of degradation may become irreversible. These areas deserve immediate intervention aimed at arresting this decline, starting from pollution reduction and habitat restoration in Murray, Kentucky, which can act as a prosecutor to larger undertakings. Otherwise, there is never going to be a good time. Things will get worse. We can talk about food systems and health and quality of life. Having set the stage for severity of the problem, now let's discuss practical solutions we can implement to reverse the decline in biodiversity, illustrating how pollution reduction, the habitat protection can enhance ecosystem and restoration and biodiversity protection.
Starting out on fixing this issue, we need to go around to storm drains and make sure no litter is blocking the waterways. Murray values our water sources, especially the recreational site of land between the lakes. Going to LBL and other neighboring creeks and picking up trash is a great way to start. According to the MurrayKentucky.gov website, it states stormwater goes into our waterways that are inhabited by many animals and aquatic plants. Without proper management, these water sources could degrade and lower the quality of life in our community, along with the serious risk of losing some of our natural resources. Murray values its water sources. Actively removing trash from areas like land between the lakes and surrounding creeks helps preserve the natural habitats and ensures the sustainability of these vital resources and helps to reduce pollution. As Murray State students, we should also join the Wildlife and Fisheries Society. Even just going to the nature center and learning more about how to help our land is better than doing nothing. From the murraystate.edu website, it tells you, the Wildlife Society works to enhance members' networking and learning opportunities, professional and career development, and provide numerous ways for them to get more involved in creating a better future for wildlife and their habitats. Being a part of the Wildlife and Fisheries Society is a great way to be connected with other college kids to help preserve our local environment and recreational areas. We can all start by getting involved with these groups, or even just getting out to LBL and finding the conservation leaders and asking what we can do to help. The last and most important solution is with the expanding farmland in western Kentucky. It is posing a significant threat to biodiversity through habitat loss and fragmentation. A study published in Nature Sustainability indicates that without changes in current consumption patterns and farming practices, agricultural expansion could destroy over 1.2 million square miles of natural habitat globally by 2050, affecting nearly 1,300 species. In Kentucky, the conversion of wetlands and wildlife habitats into agricultural land has been identified as a major factor contributing to biodiversity loss. Being a part of the Wildlife Society Club, we could propose an agricultural zoning idea to the president of MSU and get our idea out there to the public. Now that I've finished talking about solutions to fix the loss of biodiversity, I will pass it on to Trey, who will tell us some counter arguments to these solutions.
While maintaining a high level of biodiversity is essential to ensure a sustainable environment for humans and other species, it is not the only contributing factor to quality of life. According to the Nature Conservatory, agriculture supports life on Earth. Farmers produce food, fuel, and fiber that communities need to survive and thrive. Although there are some negative side effects to the agriculture industry, like the pollution of our waterways, it is necessary in order for our communities to develop and prosper. With the growing population, the need for expansion within our agricultural sectors is only getting greater. Not only is agriculture necessary to fuel our communities, but it is essential to the economy of Kentucky. Agriculture provides over 250,000 jobs within the state and has an economic impact of almost $50 billion. As things currently stand, it is not feasible for farmers to implement the suggested conservation tactics. While implementing these tactics would help maintain biodiversity, it would require massive amounts of capital that many farmers do not have, which would render them unable to produce the commodities necessary to support our communities. And to wrap things up, I will pass it on to Caleb.
Alright, so in conclusion, as Angela talked about, biodiversity loss impact is all across the ecosystem and is caused by humans and our actions. This has happened for thousands of years and it continues to happen to this day. And then as Hannah mentioned, people can join the fight. You can help clear waterways, or you can join a local organization, or as Trey mentioned, although biodiversity is important, it is not the only thing to affect the quality of life. But if you want to help out, reach out to local conservation leaders or organizations, and each and every one of them does their part to help biodiversity become alive again. So if we each do our part, we can hopefully see areas like Land Between the Lakes become full of life, and future generations can enjoy it just as much or even more. Thank you.